Libras, hi! This is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi Libras, happy birthday. We're a bit late, so to those that already had their birthdays, happy belated birthday, guys. I really hope you had an amazing day, and I hope that you will have an amazing day for those of you that will have their birthdays, or maybe this is coming out on your birthday, so happy birthday. All right, that's it. You guys, as I was pre-shuffling all of your cards, it was quite interesting, and I'll post the picture on Instagram as well. These cards here, the Guardian Angel cards, man, they flew all over the place. That was crazy, and I was like, how am I gonna be able to decide which one to choose? And I had to go through each and every one of those cards individually to figure out which ones were for you, which ones were for me, and which ones we weren't going to use at all. So we had 3 different piles. So what I'm feeling with your reading is very strongly like sifting and sorting, but intuitively. Because nothing else, you're going to be presented with a lot of stuff, and nothing else is going to be as precise as your own intuition here, Libras, right? And this is also can be taken and seen as an energetic update because we're in Libra season. So like I always say, we're going to end here. So hi Ant, how are you? They came in from outside. I'm bringing more plants in. So yeah, it's an energetic update also for what is going on. I just recorded the full moon in Aries reading, which was really awesome. If you need upliftment, just go and watch that. That was so filled with love. I truly enjoyed that, really. So sifting and sorting by means of using your intuition, right? I already pre-shuffled all of your cards here, Libra. Thank you also because I've been on a break, right, for a week. So thank you so much for your support, for all your kind messages. That was so heartwarming. I totally forgot to mention that in the full moon reading, but thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Thank you also for donating over on Vimeo. I saw that. Thank you kindly, and thank you for being my patrons. And yeah, oh man, guys, mwah, right? Thank you so much. So let's see what wants to, oh yes, let's see what wants to come out for you here, Libras. Looking really good. This is a general reading, although it's your birthday reading, right? And the extended is included, by the way, which means, yeah, it's just in there. You don't have to pay for it, it's just in there. Okay, cool, one more, yeah. General reading may or may not resonate with you. Please only take what resonates and leave the rest behind, because oh my god, exactly what I was just saying. This is so funny. Just take it as it applies, please, right? It's not gender specific, nor is it time specific. Well, kind of time specific. And the Emperor, holy fuck. I want to keep saying that a lot more. Look at this, Empress and Emperor, holy moly. Wow, I just love saying the combination, holy fuck. I don't know why. It's just so contradictory and then not. So yeah. Anyways, there's a lot going on. Like I want to jump all over the place, but it's really again and again options. There are options, a lot of them too, and no one is really better than the other, and you may have difficulties deciding, oh my goodness, which one to choose. We actually had that in the Virgo new moon, in the Virgo new moon reading, where there was and you may want to go back to that and check that out, because that was talking about like that empty parking spot, right? And you're trying to figure out, where do I have to park? There was intuition involved for sure here too, and I'm really getting the idea and the energy of this here, and I really have to work to calm my thoughts and energies here, because again, I would just take off there and everywhere, right? So let's take a moment and breathe. Breathing always takes us back to the moment, to this very moment, and to our bodies. And this is where you're supposed to check in with those energies, with those options that you have here, Libra, that are presented to you. And your first card is Peace. And it reads, calm your thoughts, so funny, and move your awareness to a peaceful space inside your heart. Feel the ebb and flow of love, the eternal movement of the stars. Your life is forever unfolding to greater spheres of love. Relax and do not worry about anything, for all is well. You will soon enter a time of well-earned peace and tranquility. Oh, how nice. That's so nice. And your first card out here is the Divine Feminine. That is like the total embodiment of nourishment, right? Nourishing mind, body, and soul. Again, something that just strongly came up in the Aries full moon reading. I'll link the two, the Virgo new moon and the Aries full moon reading, to your reading here down in the caption below probably. And this is tapping into Mother Nature and allowing her to nurture you, like on all levels basically. And the Divine Feminine, that's our body, very strongly, like taking care of our bodies and our bodily needs. There is such serenity that comes from this card. It's unbelievable. And also what I'm getting is a bit of a restriction in the throat that comes with that too, because maybe you've been waiting on that for such a long time. And Libra season is always about balancing the scales, right? That's what that is. And maybe you've been waiting on the balancing of the scales for quite some time. And I'm really seeing like that in the last bits of, as you can see, it's not like this. It's really like in the last bits of trying to find that balance here. It's not strong. It's like tiny adjustments basically to find that balance. And then you are. And then you are within the I am. And within that peace and serenity. And when you feel that love coming in, and they now draw my eye to the Guardian Angel card here and to this. So allow the energies from Mother Earth to come up through your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus chakra, because that's your connect from to the earth, right? Those three chakras. The other ones, well, and to the heart too, because that's where they meet, the below energies and the ones from above, right? And then the heart, the throat, and the third eye, and your crown, obviously, right? So there's something in there to keep the energy centers balanced. And a really good way is to connect with nature. If, because we're going through a change of the seasons, at least where I am, we can no longer walk barefoot because it's just gotten too cold. We can, however, touch trees and really make tree friends, right? Ask them first for a connection if that's fine with them. If they agree, perfect. They can really help you ease with these energies, and that's what the Empress here is very much about, right? Very, very nurturing, super beneficial to you, especially when you're doing shadow work or with some of the heavier energies that wants to be transmuted and transformed currently as well, because they are there. We can try to avoid them. However, my guidance right now is to not really avoid them, because they're surrounding me. How do I say that best? It's like I'm aware of it, like energetically. I'm avoiding news and everything, but for some reason, like I've gotten more sensitive than I used to be throughout, ever since I have this channel, and currently a lot more. So I'm really sensing this, and I have my issues with this, and I really, like really heavy stuff where I'm just like, I really try to stay as far away as I could from those topics, and then all of a sudden it's there, and I'm like, how do I deal with it? And that's when nature comes in strongly, and it's just like, yes, please, I'm here for you. And it's like, yes, plant, just give me a hug. Please, tree, just balance my energy. And when you actually allow that connection to happen, that's beautiful. And then it flows through you, and they really take the heavy stuff off of you. So that's, if you're feeling in a heavy kind of an energy, go out in nature and make that sacred connection here, that sacred connection. If you're feeling light already, it'll still be beneficial, right? And maybe to connect with the divas of the plants, right? With the gods and goddesses, fairy world, and everything of the plants. Yeah, dragons have been coming into my awareness lately as well, like dragon spirits. And snakes and squirrels. There's so much happening. So maybe this is you as well. Okay, you can drop it in the comments if you want to. Yeah. 5 of Cups. This is crying over spilled beer, basically staying focused on something that maybe that you regret, or something that had happened that you can no longer change because it's gone. It's like out of your reach. And that's much like with the change of the seasons. For example, if you're a summer child and you really would like summer to stay. It's just not staying. It's gone, right? It'll come back around in a different form next year, but it's just not right now. Right now it's autumn, right? I mean, where I am, I don't know about you, but this is a good example, I feel, to explain that scenario. So let that go, because right now is something else. It's not that. It's no longer there. You understand? This is like past, of course, right? The past, that's not, it's not how it is. That's not where you find the happiness at all, because that's gone. You can't relive it or bring it back in any way, and nor should you. It's not meant to be that way. Oh. It's beautiful to feel these energies and to understand via feeling. They show me the feeling. I hope you can feel it too with the explanation of the seasons, because no human being would want to try to make them stay. Of course, you can be sad that it's gone, right? But eventually you would have to move and adjust into a different season and find the benefits in that season as well. For example, now I can bring out my woolen socks and be really cozy, like the bigger blankets, and maybe turn up the heater and feel all cozy with a cup of tea. That sort of a thing that you don't have in summer. And that's what that is. And that's here to make itself known to you right now, Libras, right? Isn't that so beautiful too, right? And you just have to turn around and see that. Holy moly. The Two of Cups. Wow. Okay, now this could also be like a love offer that is coming in for you here, right? Like soulmates, or maybe with your partner. Like, but this is the one cup. Like one of these is theirs, right? Or the seasons, right? They're offering something to you, and you're still here. And just take one cup with you, and that's that. And then you offer it. It's about reciprocity too, about give and take. And again, something that came out in the Aries full moon reading. I really recommend that you watch it if you feel like it, of course, only. If you don't, then don't. But it's there and can be a resource. So that's also about reciprocity, about the ability to give and receive love, to receive it. Because in this pose, you can't receive anything because you're so consumed with the old still. And as soon as you let that go, it's like, oh wow, you've been here. That's cool. Like the new is here, right? The new. How beautiful. And there's options. You don't have to take the new, right? But there's a lot of options again, and this has to do with your emotional world too. It may trigger you here and there. And like I said, please have a look at Instagram at those cards that I'll be posting, at the Guardian Angel cards, because they really were all over the place. It was just like, they had me shuffle and I was like, okay, we already have enough cards, and they just kept coming. And I was like, wow, what do you do with that? Like the over offer of things here. And you may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but again, trust your intuition. Your emotional world is your guide here, Libras. Absolutely and fully. Absolutely and fully. And you'll be able to show up much different when you show up so centered and balanced within yourself. It's a much different ball game. Much different. When you nourish yourself first, when you nourish and trust yourself first, and then the external world won't have such a huge effect on you anymore, because you're so full on the inside. Excuse me. Like nourishing your mind, your body, and your soul, finding out what that is for you on a daily basis. What can I do today to nourish my mind? Read a book maybe. What can I do to nourish my soul? Listen to amazing music and just feel it, and that makes me light up, right? Maybe. What can I do to nourish my body? Really be present with the foods that I'm cooking, and trusting my body to pick out at the supermarket or wherever you go to get your, or at the farmer's market, which foods do you need today? Like, forget the list, right? I mean, yes, have one, but also just go there and be open to the variety that is offered to you, and then pick what your body is letting you know, and allow it to pick. It'll be so happy about that, right? And because that's, they'll totally let you know once you tap into that inner wisdom of yours. And that may be challenging with the Seven of Wands here, right? It may be challenging at first, but trust that you're strong enough to withstand that process and to really come out on top, right? To really make this happen, because you look quite organized here too with the Seven of Wands, right? You really, like, you pretty much got your life in order. It doesn't mean that there are no challenges still, but trust that you'll be able to overcome those challenges because you're so strong already. You've grown so tremendously throughout the process of the past couple of months, couple of years, right? Decades maybe, right? And with the Two of Rods, that's the higher view. And that's also something very beautiful and also something that shows up strongly. It's like taking inventory, sifting and sorting and looking at things from a higher perspective. Especially right now is a good time to look back on the past couple of months, couple of years, couple of decades, because you'll see it with a different view. It's much like reading a book 10 years later. You'll understand a book so much different, and it may not be the same book at all that you read 10 years ago, although it kind of technically is, but then it's not, because you changed so much, your understanding changed so much. And this is the same with your life. So you're being called now to take inventory in retrospect about those events in your life here, Libra, so that's a reframing, that's a reframing of your mind of past events, right? And this will help you move forward, really help you move forward, because you may understand again events that may have hurt you or pained you in the past way different, and that'll take away a lot of the pain that is unnecessary, because a lot of that happened for a reason, and you are now at that point, or at that point you will be at that point where you understand things differently, where that pain can be lifted off because you understand this was actually for you, and now it's very useful that you went through it to maybe now deal with these challenges, to be able to be strong enough, right? Either way, inventory is a really good thing, and this may also start, you may all of a sudden feel like you want to clean out some drawers of yours that you didn't even think about it, but it was intuitive, right? All of a sudden it was there, and you're just like, yeah, I need to get rid of that right now. And then you start going from there. And this may only just be a day where you just clean out something that you didn't even think needed cleaning out, right? Like very intuitively. Very tuned in here, Libra. What else for Libra, please? Thank you. Oh my goodness, yeah. Again, we have so many. Oh, yes. Wow. Okay. See that? See that? We don't take that one. That's intuitive. Okay, cool. Okay, interesting. We had, because I was wondering, because we had 6 tarot cards here from the Tarot of the Old Path, and I was like, that's a lot of cards. And now, as you could see, we took 3 of the Wildwood Tarot that came out. 6 came out, I put 3 back, and these are the 3 that are here now. And so it's a getting rid, right? Getting rid of stuff, like shutting the door on old things, on people possibly, on situations, and be like, no more of that. It's like, that's also something I saw this morning in meditation. It's just actively setting the boundaries around yourself. That's also a house cleaning internally and energetically. What do you allow in your sphere? What, I mean, if they're outside, that's fine, right? But if they're really close to you and in your energetic sphere, fear, I mean, fear, that's interesting. Sphere, I meant, and energetic field. Like, how close do you want certain people or situations or energies to be in your sphere, right? And what needs to just, away, right? Because you sure don't need that in your life anymore. You don't. That's the heartbreak. The 3 of arrows, which would be the 3 of swords, right? So there was something that you were really passionate about that that left you, right? That could, again, it could be summer, like really being sad about summer not being here anymore, about the change of the seasons. It could be a past event, the loss of a job, the loss of a person, and I mean like passing over of a person, and I'm very sorry for your loss, but I just really, really felt that. Yeah, and they're fine. They're fine. Okay? They're fine. Or just any other heartbreak, like the loss of a relationship, something like that. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, people, that's also part of that transitioning process. Yeah, it is, but that really hurts you, right? And working through it, and we're coming back to the overview, it doesn't necessarily have to be something that was recently. This could have been something that happened a while ago, but still carrying around that heartbreak. And now it's really time to let that go for the benefit of something greater, not just for yourself, although very much for yourself, right? Because that'll make your life different, and it'll give you a bit of a more ease that wants to come into your life, and it'll open your heart again. And that's funny because I felt like on the right side of my ribs as soon as I started the reading, or actually just right before it, as I'm tapping into your energies, I felt like the ribs being tight, like the muscles in the ribs, the right ribs being really tight. So that must be for some of you specifically where you may be feeling pain. Those are the muscles. Stretch it, right? Do some yoga exercises or stretching exercises that stretch those muscles. And that happens when we're trying to protect our heart, like unknowingly. And you may notice in your posture after I'm talking about this that you've been somewhat like this, like shoulders a bit slouched, and that maybe some kind of a protective stance that you took on here. And that'll help you opening your physical body, where we're right at the back at the first card here again with the Empress. What does my body need? Like, ask your body. Your body is incredibly intelligent. Also something that came through. Again, I really recommend watch that Aries full moon reading. And I'm not going to say it again. I'm just saying it because they keep stressing it. Okay, that's why. So yeah, just really open and stretch that area. And of course the other area as well, or whatever feels right to you. But it's in the realm of opening back up. Because it's time. It's just time. Let go of the old. Open yourself up to new experiences, because you may, and pretty much with the next two cards actually, be a teacher and teach this one day. If not to your children, then maybe as a, like in a different position, maybe actually as a teacher, maybe you are a teacher, or maybe like on a larger scale, like a speaker, or I don't know, you know, in a teaching kind of a position anyways, where you teach someone what you have learned. And this is the bull's eye, right? This is where they want to take you. And with that card that strongly speaks about the teaching position here for you Libras, with the antlers here, and with all the knowledge that has been acquired throughout this with the Nine of Stones. That is so interesting. So having to go, and this is again in the realms of retrospectively looking at your life, like reassessing, where can I let go of that? Where can I reframe how I've once seen it? Again, with the book, that if you look at that situation again, it won't be the same situation anymore, because you have changed, and therefore you can change the past in your mind. And that'll make you so much healthier. Like, in your mind, that'll make your mind so much more healthy, and then change your whole outer circumstances. And this is a valuable lesson for your kids, for your peers, for your friends, family, because they'll see it in you. They'll see that reflection in you and that wisdom here, Libras. Okay, wow, that's amazing. And it's actually really, it's so funny. Please look at that, because they're actually standing on the same ground. Do you see this? This is really gone from the heartbreak, maybe even taking those arrows out and using them in a much different way. Do you see this? We've got the same like ground they stand on, the same stones. So it's like you went, took them out, maybe extinguished that fire, rubbed away that blood, and you were just like, all right, I need to give this a rest. Maybe you put, I don't know, maybe you carved something in that heart or something of significance. Maybe you even got a tattoo recently to, I don't know, to close out that cycle for some reason. This is very specific, so it doesn't have to be for all of you. Of course not. Everybody's getting a tattoo. March has said so. Please don't. Please don't. It's your life, right? So yeah, that's that. And you're still standing on the same ground, like I said, and you took them and you're teaching to your children, to your peers, just by your mere presence. And because you're an example here, you're serving as an example here. And with the Nine of Stones, this is very much about resting within yourself, like either in meditation or in other spiritual practices, possibly. It doesn't have to be spiritual, where you're just absolutely centered and good with yourself, standing in your power and authenticity here, Libras, right? And of course we have the full moon, Aries full moon. Yay! Woohoo! Exactly guys. Wow. And we have the snake. The snake again. Yeah. That's a lot for transformation, but also for protective. Like you're using that. You may be working with spirit animals. You may be going through shamanic journeys, like in meditation. Maybe that comes to you, or you're intentionally looking for that. There's a lot in there, I'm telling you, when you turn into like shape-shifting, when you turn into animals and experience the world through their eyes and how they perceive nature and how everything's interconnected. It's unbelievable. Like I never knew how powerful and potent this is, because you truly bring that experience back into this world and you all of a sudden have a different understanding. Again, a different understanding, a different perspective of the world. It's greatly enriching. And again, when you show up like this, you also allow others to show up like this. Oh, Libras, I love that. Oh, beautiful. Yes, Libras, please do that. All right. Yeah. Oh, okay. This was the wrong card. Just that one. Again, do you see intuition? Exactly. Here we go. All right. Because I thought, wow, I had these in another reading, but I thoroughly shuffled these like twice. And they still came out like from another reading. And I was like, is that real? And same thing. Go with your intuition here. There's huge, like, trust yourself. Trust yourself. Nothing else. No one else. I don't mean be distrustful. I don't mean that, but just really, you're the first source to go to, right? Don't allow anyone, any tarot reading, any tarot reader, any other spiritual person to tell you anything. It's within you, okay? It's within you. These can be helpful, but they're not supposed to like substitute your own intuition. That's what I've been meaning to say, okay? And I'm grateful to all the tarot readers out there. I am. And to all the teachers. My God, what would we be doing? Like, I would be like, I don't know. So it is helpful, but you're the first source here, okay? All right, Libra, you have, and again, we're bringing them out both at the same time. You have wisdom and you have beauty. So we both, like we talked about this already. This is confirmation, basically. The wisdom has the number 22 breaking down to a 4, which is the happy. And beauty has the number 20, sorry, breaking down to a 2. So you have 3 2s, actually. So you may be seeing a lot of 2s, like synchronistically, like 222, something like that. Yeah. And I'm strongly getting, again, feminine energy. Yeah, of course, because we have the Empress. But I'm so strongly getting, like, nature. It's amazing. And how you should allow to rise, like, for Mother Nature's energies to rise through your lower chakras, right? To rise through the chakras. I'm really getting, like, root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plexus chakra strongly, and how good it feels to receive her energy, for you to be nourished, for you to express yourself and your beauty, because there are things in this world that cannot be grasped with books, right? With the wisdom of books. It cannot. First of all, because they change and they only reveal to their reader what they need to reveal, meaning how far evolved or not evolved the reader is, or how much the reader understands. Let me rephrase it. How much the reader understands on that certain topic that they are reading about. That says a lot about that, right? And that's about the conscious and the unconscious as well, because there's so much more out there and everyone perceives things a lot differently. And this coming back again to that shamanic or spiritual journeying, right? Where you really undertake that journey and see things from a different perspective. And this is not something that you can learn in books. You have to feel it, you have to experience it, you really have to go there, okay? You really have to go there to experience it, to feel it, to live it, Right. So beautiful. And she wants to. Maybe you don't know how to yet, and that's fine. As soon as you set the intention, I want to, you're like, yes, I'm here, I want to. It'll come to you. Spirit will show you how to get there. And it most likely is not the most straight way, in my experience. Sometimes it is. But most likely it'll maybe come in riddles, or you are asked to take a different route first in order to get there. there's a good chance here as well for that. Just follow it. Again, follow your intuition. You'll be presented with options. Follow your intuition and express yourself, your own beauty and that divine feminine within you. All right? Express your authenticity. And it'll come through. It'll come through automatically on your journey here, for sure. And with the butterfly, transformative energies are surrounding you, Libras. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Okay. Is this one? Yeah, absolutely. You have the coyote. Go figure. I just said it may not be the most straight way. You may be asked to take like a detour or something, and that's exactly what the coyote is talking about. That's kind of a trickster energy, right? But all for your highest good. Don't underestimate that, and don't misunderstand that. Sometimes we're being rerouted, and you may have experienced that in your life already, Libra, where again past events really set you off to first break something else down in order to then be rebuilt, because you cannot be rebuilt on a, sorry for the expression, I'm very sorry, on a pile of crap. It really has to, that has to go first, that crap, or that's such a harsh word, because you needed that too. I don't want to make it seem like this is something that didn't have to happen or that was there in vain, right? Something that served you in the past does not serve for what needs to be structurally placed right now for your life. The old needs to go first, and then you have that stable base, because below all that structuring, below all that crap, right, that's where you are, and they want to build it on you, on a solid foundation, and not on something that is shaky and that has no substance. And I'm not saying, again, past situations didn't have any substance. I'm not saying it, but that's how it comes through, and I hope you understand. But please take it as it resonates and as it applies to your life. All right, but that's what they show. That's what must have happened in your life already, where old things just had to go. And maybe you're in much of the same process right now, or you're just coming out of one where you're realizing that this is indeed what happened. Like this kind of a trickster energy. It needed to happen for you to come into the new, for you to get the new. And the new can only be built on like a solid foundation. Otherwise it would just, that would be in vain. That would be really like a shame if that happened, right? If spirit tried to build that on something shaky, and all of a sudden you're doing all the work and then it just falls to the side because it's not on solid ground. And spirit really wants to make sure, clean slate, we're building on this. Okay, that's what that is. Yeah, intuition, strong intuition. Like, trust your intuition here. It'll guide you, and don't use your eyes so much. It's like, oh yeah, and here we have the throat again. Like I mentioned in the beginning, throat is involved here too. Throat and third eye. Strong throat and third eye, and the crown. Number 12 breaking down to a 3, which is, well, it's like making a decision and taking the first steps already in that direction. All right, Libras. Thank you. Oh, we have 2 again. Oh my God. Okay, I know who this is for. That's why the other cards came out too, to let me know. I think that this was for someone I did a private reading for. By the way, if you're interested, it's still 20% off till the, I think 14th of October, because I wanted to make it longer since I took a week off. So if you're interested, now is a good time because of that 20% off. And hers, they just reminded me, it was just her card. So this is going back. And again, we have the snake again. This is yours here, right? It was just for me to let me know who this was for, so I could tell her. Okay, anyways, the snake, again, I don't know if I mentioned it in this one or in the Aries full moon reading, where like a snake appeared in my meditation, and we had the snake here before, right? So this is very much like shedding the old, but also using the snake as a spirit animal to evolve and to grow, and use the resources of the snake and look at what it does for us, what it does for you. And here in the background, that symbol here. I forgot what it's called, but it's the masculine and the feminine intertwined, and that new energy that emerges from it. It's quite powerful energy. And again, with a downward pointing triangle and with all the blue, that's the Divine Feminine 101, right? It's also a sign for the, like for the womb. Right. So let me read that one for you. Shed old skin. Snake. Here we go. Snake. Cast off the old. Reveal your true colors, talents, and gifts to the world. In many spiritual traditions, the snake offers powerful medicine. In tantric teachings, it symbolizes the kundalini, which is the powerful serpentine energy within that allows you to reach your highest spiritual potential. When the sacred ones saw a snake in nurture or encountered one in a dream, they knew that there was transformation in the air. For me, the snake card not only represents the shedding of old skin, but moving beyond the limitations caused by carrying the venom of negative thoughts about others or the past. This is confirmation along with that guardian angel card. The energy of renewal is washing over your life at this time. If for some reason you feel that your true self hasn't been recognized or you've been misread by others, know this energy is now leaving you. As you've been working through your old stories and all the self-limiting beliefs that you've accumulated along the way, you've been peeling away a shield of skin that has created limiting experiences. Your own personal commitment to growth has been recognized, and now the external world will begin to reflect all of the work that you've been doing within. If you feel someone you love has misunderstood you recently, they will be able to see beyond that if you're willing to recognize your own challenges. This is a time for renewal, abundance, and connection. Let yourself be reborn and celebrated. Yeah! And on that note, Libra, really allow yourself to be celebrated since it's your birthday. And again, happy, happy birthday. Wow. And you have your last guardian angel card. It's positive outcome. Super. That's amazing. At this very moment, you are sowing the seeds for your future through your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and attitudes. Whether through love, fear, or indifference, you are always creating something. So remember to keep your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes positive, and you will create a positive outcome. Oh man, that's amazing. What an amazing reading. I'll post the pictures over on Instagram for you. Again, your extended obviously was included here. So as a birthday present from me to you, I really hope this was helpful and or insightful to you. My friends, have the most amazing day. Much, much love, you guys. Bye.